Hey there, welcome to episode 110 of WhysAdvice. A little early tonight. Let's get Instagram fired up here. Let's do that. Instagram's fired up, so welcome to that. Like I said, Instagram's going, Facebook's going. We've got episode 110. We're going to hang out for a little bit tonight, make this a little bit longer of a pre-show. And then, of course, we'll get the actual show going. And then after the show is done, we'll stick around and what we call the after party. So, Bethany, good evening to you. David's in. Good evening, David. How are you, sir? Let's see. Hello, BDAZZL. So, good evening on Instagram as well. Crystal, yay, you hear it. Woohoo! That's the hardest part, right? I can't control the technology piece. Colleen on Instagram says, hi. Kathy's here. Teresa's here. Treva's here. Kirby, good evening, sir. You asked me a question just a second ago. Do I keep my scripts? I keep some of them. I print them. I probably have, looking on the floor here, 1, 2, 3. I have the last 6 or 7. At some point, I throw them away, or every once in a while, I mail them. Oh, something in the way of the camera. So what is, let's see. Got it. Thank you. So anyway, so sometimes I keep them, and then every once in a while I'll randomly mail one to somebody. So that's kind of fun too. Stacy here is on Instagram. Good evening, Stacy. Angie says hello. Marie from New Hampshire. Good evening to you. Olga from San Antonio. Hey, we're going to take a minute to talk about San Antonio. You're going to get a lot of rain, obviously. But let's take a moment, everyone, and, was it the hurricane that's going to hit the coast now? Let's just take a quick moment and just keep those folks in our thoughts and prayers, because that's going to be pretty devastating for those folks who are there. Obviously, if you're in that zone, you shouldn't be tuned into the podcast. You should be taking care of that. So best of luck at that point in preparation for you guys. So we'll see how that goes. But San Antonio, you're going to get a lot of rain for sure. So Crystal says, Mike, help. I weigh daily and had a 2.4 pound gain this morning. Official weigh-in tomorrow. Crystal, you go weigh in, you own it, and you move on, right? It's 2.4 pounds in a day. If you weigh daily, 2.4 pounds in a day is not uncommon. I can see 6 or 7 pounds a day for me. So anyway, Diane out of South Florida, good evening to you. Boulder, Colorado's checking in. Let's see what else is going on. Hawaii, Susan's checking in again. Yeah, Kim, I agree with you. Thank God it's Friday. Friday this week for me could not get here quick enough. Man, it was crazy. So let's see. Carrie from Minneapolis. Yeah, Chris. Hey, don't blame that on me, Crystal, right? I understand we have the audio issues, but that's not something I control. Yeah, so Instagram doesn't allow me to flip the camera. So Instagram, the flag is reversed. On Facebook, I'm able to flip the camera around and use it right. So if I flip the camera around here, I can't see the video. I guess I could turn my phone around and see the video there. But good evening from New Hampshire. Nikki, good evening. Karen, Bluetooth through the car. Very nice. Very nice. Jeff is checking in. Hey, Jeff and I had a little bit of a conversation on Facebook, I guess. And Jeff said that he calls this the, what would you call it? The party, right? And then he's like, well, I'm not really sure if it's a party. Yeah, it's a party. The pre-show and the after show, it's a party. It's a BYOW party. You guys know what that means, right? It's a BYOW party before the show. During the show, we get serious. So for that 30-minute window during the show, we take it seriously. Before and after, there's no serious going around. Nicole, every time I drink your water, you make you drink water. That's why I do it. Very nice. Jody from Iowa, good evening to you. Yeah, Marie, God bless Texas. Harvey, yep, Harvey's it. So, yeah, I completely agree. Man, it's going to be... I used to live in San Antonio, so I know a handful of folks who live in Corpus Christi, Rockport area, so we're thinking of them for sure. Yeah, clearly, Kirby, Austin is not a good place to visit right now. So, let's see. Raleigh, Lindsay's checking in. Chrissy out of California, good evening to you. Sandra, hello, hello. Hello there, Mr. Game Changer. Nope, I'm not a game changer. You're the game changer. I'm just a guy who talks randomly into a microphone for a couple hours a night. Good evening, Terry. Morganville, New Jersey. Frank checking in. Good evening. Hope's checking in on Instagram. John is here from Newcastle. Nice to see you. Ashley's like, woo, finally catching one before 30 seconds from the end. San Diego here. Well, hello, San Diego. Good to see you. Let's see what else we got. Arizona, says Cindy. Debbie is in from Texas. Andrea is on vacation starting at noon tomorrow. Very nice. Jessica from Kansas City, good evening to you. Rochester, New York is here. Up with the sun, Stephanie. Very cool. Gloria from Southport, North Carolina, very nice. Yeah, so Kirby explains exactly. So if you weigh daily, you have to understand that, ups and downs happen. And, typically, if you have a gain as you weigh daily, that gain goes away real quickly if you stay true to the plan. It instantly gets wiped back out. What happens is we see the gain and we stress out, and then we eat more, and then we think that that was the end of the life, And so as you see the gain, if that propels you to track better than before, that gain goes away very quickly. Jennifer from Florida, you're actually in Kentucky. That's good on you. Diane's here. Buffalo, New York is here. Sandra's got the water. Yeah, praying for Texas for sure. And they say no, I'm not going there. MJ, good evening to you, New Jersey girl. Let's see what's going on. Meg, off plan, not tracking, need to get back. Well, here you go. Meg, you're officially back on plan. Done. There you go. That was easy. Good reset, right? It's as simple as saying I'm doing it. That's how the program works. Meg, you're back on plan. Done. So first live podcast, El Dorado Hills, out of California. Very nice. North Dakota is here. Very cool. Steph. Yeah, let's see. It is fun. Every day is a great day to be on track. What is BYOW? I think, Cindy, the room will answer that in about 2 seconds if I can't get to the bottom of it. Leslie's from North Carolina. Louise is here. Andrea's out of Maine. We've talked about that. Susan from California. Yep. Sandra chimes in with BYOW is bring your own water. You can't have a party without beverages, right? And in a Weight Watcher party, you're going to have beverages, but they're going to be water. You can put them in the right glass, but it's still going to be water. So we'll get to that in a second. Jamie, you just got done your workout. Good job. On a Friday night working out. That's awesome. Very nice. Seattle, Olivia's checking in. Catherine's heading out on a date with your Debbie. Yeah, that's very fun. Go enjoy that. That's way more fun than hanging out with us. I agree. Kathy from California. Very nice. So Ashley says your Weight Watcher buddy will be at your location tomorrow morning. We didn't know what time you go in through. So I don't do a Saturday meeting, Ashley. So I don't know if that message is for me. I don't do a Saturday meeting. So let me go ahead and send me a Facebook message, and because if someone's coming specifically to see me and I'm not there, I have nothing pressing tomorrow. I can go meet up somewhere, but I'm not scheduled to be anywhere tomorrow, Ashley. Just so you know. So Madalena, is that how you pronounce that? Madalena? She asked herself, she said, do I want to make goal or eat this beautiful red velvet cupcake? You chose the cupcake and just came in from walking an extra 2 miles. I still think, no, you didn't make the wrong choice. But you know why? Because you chose it. If you ask yourself the question first and then still choose it, it's perfectly fine. Because you mindfully decided to have it. I get zero issue with that. Zero. It's when you eat it and then think about after, should I have or shouldn't I have? Well, you can't do anything about it then. So if you ask the question, do I want to make goal or do I want this cupcake? And sometimes it's okay to choose the cupcake. More often than not, you've got to choose goal. So next time you ask yourself the question, you probably should choose goal next time and maybe the time after that. But then, then later on you can choose the cupcake again. So there is no issue. You did it perfectly in my opinion. And then you went and got some fit points on top of it. So very nice. Corey's here, Missouri. But just so you know, fit points don't negate it. But your mind is in the right spot. So we're good there. Question for the folks on Instagram. Instagram cuts me out at an hour. So we have two ways we can handle this. I can shut Instagram off and then turn it back on when I start the show, or we'll just let it roll. Those of you who are on Instagram now, let me know what your preference is. If you want me to reboot Instagram to give us more time, or you just want to roll with it. The show's going to be probably a little short tonight, maybe about 25 minutes is my guess. So, and we're about 2 minutes or so from getting the show on the road. So, yeah, Jody's the second day of school teaching 5th grade. Already crashed into a nap. I get that. Margie, glad to be here. Been listening all day. Thank you. You weigh in tomorrow from St. Pete. Chrissy, you've learned by weighing daily you're always up on Thursday. Well, that means whatever you're doing on Wednesday is fun. That's what that means. Crystal's born and raised in Lancaster. Let's see. All right. I think I'm going to skip down to the bottom and get some of this stuff done. Hershey, PA. Paula, good evening to you. Scrolling through. RSLA, good evening. 19,000 steps today for Gloria. Wow, very nice. Yeah, Christina's relaxing before bed. May from the West Coast, good evening. Yeah, Sue is like, I may not make it through all this time. You may go to bed. I get it. I'm going to read Treva's note here. Hang, give me a second to read it. She says, Mike, glad to be joining in. Had a scare the other night. Woke up to not being able to catch my breath. Hubby called 911, and we took a ride. Long story short, I was aspirated, possibly sleep apnea, really scary ordeal. I say all this to say that my focus has changed a bit and not stressing out so much on the little things or the scale. Just thankful for life now and taking the hills in stride. Yeah, use that to power you through, really. You know, you can negate that. You have the ability to change that. It happened. You can't go back, but you can work towards doing the best you can to prevent it. Patriots lead the Lions 30-28 if anybody's interested in that. Text alerts on the other phone. Pam says good evening. Yeah, water bottles, no, Kathy. Good idea. Yeah, John, it is. You know, we have Florida, we have Hawaii, we have California, we have Maine, we have New Hampshire. We need some like New Mexico, Arizona. So very nice. Let's see. All right, scrolling down. So I'm going to miss a handful of comments here because you guys really keep going though. So Megan says your kids were super excited to see a live video. They're even more excited for you to mention my name. They listen in the car with me every day. So, well, hello, Megan's kids. Let's see what I have. Megan, your kids are like this. Let me see here. Give me a second. What am I looking for? Here you go, Megan. This is for your kids. Right? Your kids will be like, wow. We'll do the whole show with a fidget spinner. Stephen from Rhode Island, very nice. Nevada, yeah, Kirby, that's pretty close. West Virginia. West Virginia. Do 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 do. Yeah, it is. I don't know what it is. They're bullets. Sorry if you're offended by bullets, but they're bullets. Pretend bullets. You know, they're not real bullets. They're like, you know. Arizona. There we go. Got it. So. All right, we good? You ready to get this thing going? This is the party. We're going to fidget spin the party. Let's get a microphone here. Testing 1, 2. You sing too? Yeah. No, I hum. I don't know the words all of a sudden. All right, before I get the show going, let's do shoot out some non-scale victories. And you guys, as I'm going to do the mic tech check, you do the non-scale victories. Tell me what they are. and I will pick one or two, and I will get them documented in the journal. Patriots beat the Lions 30-28. Nice. Good job. Blue Ridge. Mic check. 1, 2. Testing 1, 2, 3. Sounds good. Oh, that's it. Here we go. I got one. Saw it. That was a dun 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 dun. Do 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 do. Jody Olson. Felt great in her back to school clothes. I don't know if you guys picked up on that, right? I mean, back to school shopping, you know, that's crazy when you go back to school. So here you are, Jody. You're immortalized for life. Jody Olson felt great in her back to school clothes. So the reason that's significant and the reason that caught my attention is this whole journey around the clothing issue. Clothes, you know, they kind of make us angry, and it really has nothing to do with the clothes. It's all about how we feel and how they make us feel, but we think it's the clothes' fault. And when you put on clothes that actually fit, man, it's a whole different world. So Jody, thanks for sharing. You are now written in the book. Very nice. And the rest of them are pretty good too. Eating grapes instead. And let's see. Indiana, Linda, good evening. Teresa says, decline Jimmy John's in favor of your brown bag lunch. That's a pretty good one too. All right, well, you guys save them. We'll get them in for next week as well. Not next week, next show, I meant. All right, here we go. First things first. I'm the realist. Here we go. Are you guys ready? Episode 110. I gotta get situated here. Testing 1, 2. All right, it's good. Too many wires, too many cables, too many books. I am your host, FatDag. You're listening to WhysAdvice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at fatdag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at WhysAdvice. Send in your comments, your questions, your celebrations. I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, here we are, episode 110 of WhysAdvice. Always an honor to hang out with you. And we're just going to open the show right out of the gate with Janet out of Beaverton, Oregon. Janet writes in and says, hi, FatDag. Thank you for being the kick in the pants that I needed. I joined Weight Watchers in June of 2015 because, well, one, the scale was very close to tipping 200 pounds. I'm a shorty, so that's a lot. And I wanted to lose weight and learn how to eat right in a healthy way. And number two, it was free. It was through my husband's employer. I am 100% reimbursed only if I weigh in on a weekly basis. It doesn't matter if I gain or lose, I just have to be there. I earned my 5% in 4 weeks and my 10% in 11 weeks. I had a rough few months after that, but by the new year of 2016, I was back on track and had lots of success. Until about a year ago when I seemed to gain and lose the same 3 pounds. I was hovering around 150 pounds with my goal weight at 146, a normal BMI for my height. I was so angry with the plan because I felt like I was working it, but after months and months, it wasn't working for me. In February, I started eating my weekly points more regularly, and I was able to break through my plateau. I've lost 45 pounds on Weight Watchers, 51 pounds total. I made gold June 2nd after 2 years on Weight Watchers. I made lifetime on July 14th. I lost this weight pretty much on diet alone. I have not been consistently active for a long time. I used to run a lot, and I'd like to go out running again. I'm trying to work through some pains in my ankle, my knee, and my sciatica, which isn't fun. I know I'm at lifetime, but I'm still in weight loss mode. I have a personal goal to reach. I set Weight Watchers goal at the high end of my normal BMI because I've spent much of my adult life in an unhealthy range. And I just want to be normal for a change. But I know I can do more. I started listening to one of your episodes on the way to the lake on the 4th of July, and I decided I needed to start your podcast from the beginning. A lot of what you said rang so true to me. During this past year, even though I made goal, I had become very complacent. I wasn't measuring my food, I was just eyeballing it. I wasn't tracking my ketchup or other little things. I thought I was being a Weight Watcher rebel by doing that, but I was really only hurting myself in the long run. Well, I also admit that I was also probably underpointing my food when we went out to eat, which that was hurting me too. That week, I reevaluated my journey. What was I doing 2 years ago that I'm not doing now? My attitude changed back to week 1 on Weight Watchers, just like you suggested to do. I'm now tracking and measuring everything. Even though I'm at lifetime, I feel recommitted to the program and to my life. Thank you doesn't seem like a good enough gesture for all that you've helped me with, but at this time, it's all I have to give. Thank you. Good focus to you and anyone else who's hearing this. Janet out of Beaverton, Oregon. Janet, 51 pounds is amazing work. Congratulations on that. And I love the fact that you had the opportunity to get this done using an attendance goal as the model. Your husband's employer decides to reimburse you, and they only measure of success they use is what we know to be true, is that you've got to be in the game. You've got to show up. And if you show up week after week after week, you can find success. In your case, 51 pounds. So I'm glad that they offer that as an option. And you know, 200 pounds on your short body, I know where you felt, and it feels incredible at this point for you to be at lifetime and get it done. Now let's talk about this Weight Watcher Rebel hashtag, and I understand the mindset to it. But the thing we have to understand when we talk about Weight Watcher Rebel and not tracking ketchup and not tracking coffee creamer and all those little things, if you're liking the results you're getting by doing that, continue doing it. Absolutely. Don't make a change in that regard. But if for some reason you're being a rebel and you're not tracking and your weight's creeping up and you're not exactly happy with the number you're getting on the scale, the thing you need to know that's more true than anything is if you want to be a rebel with the tracker, you certainly can be a rebel with the tracker, but your body will always track accurately. Regardless of what you put in the tracker, if you underpoint your food, if you don't track some of your food, your body will absolutely catch up the difference, and your body keeps track of it. And what happens is, as your body tracks, the scale continues to track, and then you get in the mindset where your brain and your body conflict. Your brain feels like you've done everything properly. Your brain says, we're tracking. I put everything in. And I guessed, and I'm close enough. And so your brain, you're very, very, very proud of what you're doing because you're tracking really well, kinda. Then you get on the scale, then your body doesn't agree with everything that you've done, and you have this conflict. And that conflict is where we then just decide to give up because the plan becomes, quote, too hard, because you're doing everything right and it's not working. When in reality, you're not doing everything right. The difference between maintaining your weight and losing weight on the Weight Watcher plan is about 6 points per day. If you're not tracking the little things, and if you're not accurately tracking, you could very easily be eating into a weight loss, in a weight maintenance mode, not in a weight loss mode. So if you're overeating by about 6 points, that's all it takes for you for their body to say, hey, we're going to maintain this weight you've given me. But your brain thinks you're trying to lose weight, and again, that's that conflict that makes us all go and get kind of crazy. So you did a perfect job of looking and saying, hey, what was I doing 2 years ago that I'm not doing now? And that piece is how you got your attitude right and you got back to where you need to be, and you're recommitted at lifetime to take your life back and stay there. Now, I thank you for your email, and your last paragraph says, thank you doesn't seem good enough for the gestures for all that I've helped you with, but that's all you have to give. Well, let me just tell you something, is all I ever want is for you to say thanks. And I don't even really need that, but that's as much as I ever really want, is to know that you are able to get it done. And what I ask you to do is then, once you get to lifetime, reach back, find someone else who you can help, and you can bring them to goal, and you can bring them to lifetime. That is the true thanks. And what I hear through the last email you sent me was that you got your husband to join too. That is amazing. So welcome to your husband. Show him the way. Clearly he saw that you got down to your goal weight at 146 pounds. He saw the amazing journey you've had. He saw the wonderful life that you started having. He saw all the smiles that you're having. And he wanted a piece of it too. So your job now, and the way you thank me now, is we get him to goal to join you. So keep up the great work, Janet. Thank you for your email. Joe writes in and says, Dear FatDag, thank you so much for your podcast. This is my third round on Weight Watchers. I've had success in the past, but after 2 to 3 months on the program, I somehow always end up stop logging points, and then I lose focus. I believe it's because it's always been a lonely journey, and I've started in the past with my sister, or I was losing for a wedding, but when that came and went, I lost my motivation. I've been on the program for 30 days, and I've lost 11.5 pounds. It's been hard, but I told myself to track every day. The biggest thing that impacts me is work travel. I have a very high-stress travel job where I'm on a plane every week visiting clients. I'm going out for client or team dinners and drinks. It gets so hard. When I'm at home, I do so well. My hubby and my family are there to support me. On the road, it's so hard because I'm in a new city and I have little control of where we go out to eat. Also, airport food sucks. Then there is wine. I also tend to work late nights with my team because I want my time back at home to be quality family time. Any suggestions or tips to us constant travelers? I love your show. I listen to it when I'm back home in the car every day. I appreciate the extra support system you've given folks. Thank you so much. Sincerely, Joe. Joe, I can sympathize with your travel. There was a period of my life where I did about 700,000 miles of air travel in about 3.5, 4 years. So I understand that part of the journey. However, during that period of time, I wasn't trying to lose weight, so I can't completely relate. But I know exactly what you say when you say you're traveling all the time. I get that. And so now I can kind of look at my journey currently, piece it to my former life, and how would I attack it now if that scenario were to pop up in my journey. What I would do is I would sit there and I would say, you know what, I have to find things that I couldn't put in my journey when you talk about restaurants. I would now look for a way to say, let me find a meal that I can probably get at just about every restaurant. A filet, a chicken breast, a salad, and some veggies, something along those lines. There's going to be some common food that you should be able to get at most any restaurant, regardless of how the menu is set up. and you can just ask for it when you get there. So you need to kind of have that in your hip pocket as an alternative or as a go-to when you don't have any control. That's probably the first thing I would do. Because your work travel is now a normal part of your life, you have to make the adjustment. You have your weeklies for that. You need to now take an inventory of your week. You need to kind of take a different step and plan the entire week out. And so the weeks that you're home, then you obviously do well there. When you know you're traveling, you need to then look at the days that you have no control over where you're going and kind of balance your week out that way. Your company clearly trusts you, right? They're paying good money to travel and fly you all over the country because they believe what you do and the service that you provide is extremely valuable. And they clearly think that you are the best person for the job and you are very, very competent. If they believe in you so much to do all of that for you, what I'm asking you to do is believe in yourself to do this part of it. You can do this. Everywhere you go, the food is generally the same. And so you don't have to have 10 glasses of wine just because you're out with friends. Track it. Switch to water. Fight for this. This is absolutely worth fighting for. And so what's gone on before is that you've lost weight before trying to get to a wedding or because someone convinced you that you wanted to be out there. You've got to sit down. You've got to take one step back before you get much further. And you've got to figure out why you're doing this. Why do you want to lose weight? Why did you join Weight Watchers? I want you to take some photos right now. I want you to take a photo, document this process. I want you to write down your why. Because when you join for 2 or 3 months and then you kind of give up, it's because you've lost focus along the way. You didn't see the result that you were looking for, and you've forgotten why you joined. That's generally the answer when we give up 2 or 3 months into it. So I want you to take that photo today, 2 to 3 months from now, look at it and compare the difference. You'll see a difference in the two photos. You can't see it in your mirror the same way. I want you to want this. I can't want this for you more than you want it. But I know you can do it. That's the amazing part of this. So work a plan, find a way to get it done, and let's do it. Thank you, Joe, for your email. Out of California, Adriana writes in. She says, "Hi, Mike. I've been tuning into your podcast since a week after I joined Weight Watchers in March. I couldn't even tell you how many times I've rejoined Weight Watchers over the years. I know the last time before now was 2014. I don't share my whole story very often because I'm tired of hearing people tell me that I took the easy way out. I've heard it a lot over the years, and it hurts to hear because even though I know the truth, the words and the judgment hurts. Back in 2005, I was 23 years old and 302 pounds. I have always struggled with my weight and dealt with a lot of bullying as a kid. I had gastric bypass surgery. I know it's extreme. It was not the easy way to weight loss. Well, yes, I lost 130 pounds in less than a year, but I had so many complications. I was in and out of the hospital for over 6 months that first year. I never dealt with the issues that led me to become morbidly obese. I try not to regret my decision to have the surgery and to go through all the pain. It is a daily struggle not to feel like a failure. Fast forward 12 years later, and I had become complacent. I never dealt with the psychology part of weight loss. I regained almost all of my weight back. My stomach pouch has stretched back to normal size, and I weighed in at the meeting room at 281 pounds in March. I was devastated. My why is absolutely my health, and my family history has me predisposed to many weight-related diseases. I realized that I needed to do things differently this time, and it was not only about the food, but about my mindset. I am so thankful to you and all of my Connect pals for the support, the motivation, and the inspiration. Staying connected, honest, and accountable is how I've lost over 50 pounds so far. I have 86 to go to goal, but I know I will do it. I have zero doubt. I have never believed in myself the way that I do now, and I celebrate every single victory, scale and non-scale related. I focus every single day on my why now, and it has been a game changer for me. Thank you for all that you do and for being my wingman, Adriana out of California. Adriana, thank you so much for sharing that story, because there's someone listening right now that has these exact feelings and they don't know how to put them on paper. And the strength that you showed by putting them in paper, putting it down and having it read on the air is absolutely incredible. You don't know how many people you just helped by sharing your story. I don't believe for a second that you took the easy way out. I don't believe for a second that you did that. And so what I firmly believe is that you got to a point where you looked at all the options and you made the best choice you could make at the exact time when the decision had to be made. That's what you did. And I'm proud of you for doing it, because you very easily could have done nothing at that point in time. But you chose something and you went forward and you got it done. I agree with you. Words and judgment hurts. I see it often. And just like you, I know the truth. And so we have to focus on the things that we know to be true, and we have to kind of shed the rest of it. You know, judgment and from people who don't know is meaningless. You know exactly what you went through. You know every single detail of your life, and you're the only one who was qualified to make that decision. I'm proud of you for making it. The part of your email that kind of got me a little bit upset was when it says that you said you know it's extreme. I can hear in your own voice that you kind of are playing into their mind. I don't want you to do that. I want you to be proud of what you've done. I want you to say, yeah, I had gastric bypass. You're dang right I did. And it saved my life at the time. And now I'm continuing to work on saving my life again. And I will continue to do that for the rest of my life. I do not want you to regret this decision at all. I get that everything you've gone through is painful, and I get that it's a daily struggle for you not to feel like a failure. Clearly, you're not a failure. You're continuing to do well. You're absolutely, just like every single person on Connect, you're still learning how to manage this. Right? I'm still learning how to work the program. Daily, I learn something new that I apply to this journey. And if someone is on Connect and said they're not still learning, well, then they're just defeating the whole purpose of their journey by you have to continue to learn. So that's all you're doing. You're not a failure because you didn't quit. And therefore, you're still learning and you're getting it done. Now, you walked into the meeting room back at 281 pounds in March. Congratulations. Congratulations on doing that, because when you walked in there, that had to be extremely difficult. The strength that you showed to walk in there, knowing that you weren't, down 130 pounds, but you walked in anyways, and you got a number on the scale and you said, I'm done. I know I can do it. I have zero doubt that I can get this done. You walked in there. That's amazing strength. And I'm telling you again, right now, there's somebody who is potentially considering joining or not considering joining, and this email right there will push them into a meeting room and they will get it done. Because you decided to show the world what strength looks like and what victory looks like. And for that, I could not be more proud of you. Nicole writes in and says, Dear FatDag, as of my last weigh-in, I'm officially down 115 pounds. I've been on the program for the past 15 months. I have 14 pounds to my goal weight. Well, a couple months ago, I found out that I'm pregnant. I'm due around Valentine's Day and officially in my second trimester. I see many women on Connect who post pictures of their pregnancy test with a caption of, well, I guess I'll be taking a break from Weight Watchers, or see you in 9 months. And some of the comments are supportive of the choice to abandon the program. I've even seen some comments along the lines of, yes, go indulge, this is the time. I personally do not have any plans to abandon the Weight Watcher lifestyle. I've been there, I've done that. When my husband and I discussed having a second child, one of his questions for me was whether I really wanted to stop my weight loss journey and then have to re-lose a bunch of weight, given that I'm literally in the best shape of my life. Thanks to Weight Watchers, my answer was so easy and came up so quickly, and it felt so right. I know I can lose weight after childbirth this time. I know now how to eat responsibly. I know how to keep active, and I will continue to use those tools throughout my pregnancy and beyond. But what's more important is for the first time in my entire life, I now know I am capable and worthy of being at a healthy weight and a fit person. I want to encourage anyone listening that if I can do it, they can too. I know people hear that all the time. I heard it my entire life too. To share a little bit about my journey, I had been overweight my entire life. I struggled as a child in the middle school when I was taller and bigger than all the boys, and I even went to fat camp. It was after my freshman year of high school. I kept gaining as a teen, I kept gaining in college and well into my 20s, and it clicked for me finally last year at 32. I was the heaviest I'd ever been. I was achy and I was ashamed. My daughter was almost 2, and if you can even believe it, I was 20 pounds heavier than when I was 9 months pregnant. And at 5'10", my weight topped out at 302 pounds. At that time, I started hearing the new Weight Watcher commercial mantra of, if not now, then when? And that was my aha moment, because I discovered my true why. I wanted to realize my potential for the first time in my life. I also wanted my daughter to see balanced nutrition and regular, moderate exercise as the norm. And the rest is literally history. 15 months later, several 5Ks, 10Ks, 115 pounds later, I am the best version of myself. And I will continue my journey because I don't plan on reverting to old habits. I'll be carrying the Weight Watcher tools and principles with me throughout my pregnancy. My doctor has given me the okay to continue Weight Watchers, but in a maintenance mode, and to continue focusing on balanced nutrition and regular exercise with a goal of gaining around 25 pounds. I'm grateful for the Connect community and appreciate your podcast. I'll be staying connected during the remainder of these 9 months and beyond. Thanks for being you, Nicole. Nicole, congratulations. You have a lot to celebrate in this one email. And let's start with first is the fact that you're expecting in Valentine's Day. What a cool gift to your family. That is going to be an amazing day for you guys. And the fact that you can celebrate it free from this mindset of this weight loss journey is absolutely incredible. So congratulations there. I'm very, very proud of you. I'm proud to see that you've checked in with your doc and letting your doctor know exactly what your mind is, and you and your doctor have formulated a plan. That is key. So thank you for doing that. Yeah, the part that I really, really loved is that you don't have any plans to abandon the Weight Watcher lifestyle. Eating healthy and being fit is more important now than it has ever been in your entire life. You've got to take care of your entire family to include your beautiful unborn baby at this point. So eating healthy has always been the goal. More so now, so you're going to do an amazing job with that. And the fact that you are literally in the best shape of your life is a testament to the fact that you've completely changed your life by living a complete healthy and eating well, mindful lifestyle. Now, when you talk about the part of this journey that I thought was the most amazing, was you decided consciously that obviously, you're going to have a weight gain during this, but the confidence that you showed during your email saying that I know that I can lose weight, I know now that I'm capable and worthy of being a healthy and fit person, that is powerful. Very, very powerful. And that's how I choose to find balance as well. I'm completely confident that no matter what happens day to day, week to week, month to month, I have the ability and my daily habits, my healthy lifestyle will carry me over. It's exactly what you're doing. Now, the cliche of if you can do it, then anyone can do it, I agree with you. I'm just a regular guy who figured this out. There is absolutely nothing special about me. I went from eating Doritos, pizza, and wings and Pepsi to saying I just want to be healthy, and that doesn't work for me. I didn't do anything crazy. So as like you, if I can do it and if you can do it, anybody listening can get it done. Finally, as I emailed you tonight and let you know that you're going to be on the show, I saw that you posted on Connect, and I kind of Connect stalked you for a little bit, and not even for a second would I have ever guessed that you weighed 302 pounds. You look absolutely amazing. Folks, if you go out and check out Nicole's photo on Connect, it is absolutely beautiful. She is an amazing role model for her family. Her daughter is going to grow up knowing that what balanced nutrition looks like, knowing what regular exercise looks like. And that is going to be the normal in that family. She completely changed the entire history of her life. Nicole, I'm grateful for you for writing in your email. Congratulations to you, and keep us posted. And we'll follow you on Connect. That's the beautiful part. What an amazing set of emails tonight. Is lots of celebrations, lots of people who are really figuring out that what we have to do is we have to just take control of our life. We have to make mindful decisions. Every opportunity we have to figure out, do we want to be healthy or not? It sounds kind of cliche as well. This is not a weight loss journey. This is a journey of being fit. This is a journey of being healthy. And this is a journey of eating properly and learning how to do all that. For many of us, we were never taught that. We had to kind of figure it out on our own, and it took us a long time to figure it out. And when we get there and we make goal and we get lifetime and we're down hundreds of pounds, it's time to celebrate. And I want to know what it is that you're celebrating, and I want you to share it on the air. Go to FatDag.com, click on Listen Now, send in your celebrations, your comments, your questions. I'll work them in as part of the show. The reason I want you to email in is because somewhere right now, someone's listening and saying, aha, I get it. And it's the courage of your email that continues to grow this show. And that is how we make changes together. Well, that is going to do it for this time. Remember that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you good focus. Whoop, whoop. Did I say 25 minutes? I was wrong, apparently. Apparently it's going to be 30 minutes. 32 on the nose. So what do you think? That's pretty cool stuff, isn't it? I thought that was a really, some of those emails were really, not all, I mean, not some of them, all of them were very, very amazing. So that's 110 done. Thanks for being here. Let's see, I'm going to scroll up a little bit. J.M. Smith on Instagram said you went to supper with a friend, made good choices with real food, and stayed within your points. Boom! That's how you do it. Denise, thank you for being here as well. Pretty cool tonight for sure. Thank you, Maureen. Gloria, I continue. This is the number one fear I guess I have is I just read, was it 4 or 5 emails, right? I need to get 5 emails a day in order to keep the show going. My inbox is pretty full, but the show completely relies on stories. And to get 5 emails like that, it's amazing. Now, it's going to be about a couple weeks. I got emails today. They were probably, I think I got 6 or so, amazing emails today that almost made it to tonight's show. That's how good today's emails were. But I have a backlog I got to get to. So you're going to hear them in a few days, but incredible. And that's, someone said it the other night, and it kind of made sense to me, is we're building a strong community of trust here, because people understand that we're really sincerely interested in helping each other. So that's my favorite part for sure. Carrie checking in on Instagram. Yeah, you're late. You can have to watch the replay. The replay will always be on YouTube as well. And it's on Facebook if you're not a Facebook person. Suzanne, thank you for that. Corey, thank you. Pam, thank you. Let's see. Yeah, so Angie, you can re-listen. Again, we just talked about you can listen on YouTube and Facebook. Phyllis, thank you. I think we talked about that in the show, right? This is hitting home. Adriana, you have no idea. Thank you. I'm super, super incredibly proud of you. Amazing strength. Amazing strength. And if you have the strength to do that, you can do anything. That's the key. So, Nikki, thank you. I agree. The emails and stories shared were awesome. Megan, you're welcome. Keith walked 14 miles in the last 48 hours. Woo! I have like no steps today, so let's see what I got. I can't read it. Fridays are my gym day, but I don't get a lot of steps. Okay, 4226 is what I got for steps. So 4,000 steps today. That's about an average for me, really. Yo, Chris is checking in on Instagram. Good evening, sir. Good to see you as always. Let's see. I can't read. Alicia, let's talk about Alicia's comment for just a second. Alicia says, it's amazing what happens when we all put aside our differences and lean on each other to get healthy. And so one of the things that I'll share with you is obviously I have some political beliefs. I have a lot of different beliefs that probably don't resonate well with the entire world. I probably have pockets of people who agree with me and pockets of people who disagree with me. But when it comes to doing this, I want to make sure that this show, it appeals to the broader audience, because what I believe more than anything is that if we're not healthy enough, it doesn't matter who we vote for. We're not going to be here to realize what the results of that vote is. So being healthy is the number one priority. And I talked about it with a friend of mine today. Is the coolest part of my life recently is back on, it took a tragic event to get there, but back in September 11th of 2001, right? Obviously a very, very tragic day in our country. But for the months after that, you could not buy an American flag. They were sold out everywhere. And as you can tell, I kind of like the American flag, right? But you couldn't buy an American flag. And that period of time in our history, the entire country didn't care who you voted for. They didn't care what color you were. Didn't care, it didn't care. And none of that mattered. What mattered is we all understood each other and we were clinging together for a common goal. And that's kind of what we do here, is we just work together. We put our differences aside for just a moment and we say, what do we have in common? Let's focus on the things that we know we agree on, right? And let's work on the positive stuff that we know we agree on, and let's find a way to work that. And when we're not working that, then we can go on our own and just, but we don't need to fight about it. Man, it would be so wonderful if we could get back to that kind of mindset. And I think we do an amazing job here of doing that. So, Alicia, thank you for your comment. I agree. Yeah, PJ, I know you could send in a dozen emails for sure. And I think I have like 5 or 6 in my inbox still from you. There's one of yours, PJ, that I want to get on the air soon. It's the notion that you use of a socially acceptable weight versus a goal weight. And I want to get that concept on the air. And so that's just kind of a spoiler for you guys. If she's sending an email that, close to goal, you're at a socially acceptable weight. That's a key, neat concept, right? So yeah, it's socially acceptable, but it's not, it doesn't resonate in your heart the same way. So very, very cool. Yeah, PJ has sent a few. Denise, yep. So let me just share with this, Denise, that one of the emails I got today put me in tears as I was reading it at work today. So I'll tell you that right now. And so that's coming up. It's going to be a while before I get to it. But I read it today, and not deep tears, but it caused me to stop and pause. Incredible. So you'll hear that soon. So that's the teaser to stay tuned for random show coming up in the future. Angie, I agree. Nicole, first live show. Yep, you'll catch it via the podcast. So Nicole, again, just to reiterate, it's on you. The entire show will be on YouTube or on Facebook, which are clearly on Facebook now. Nicole is, I don't know how to pronounce her first name. It'll be in the show notes, Liz. So if you go to the podcast app, I will put her username in the show notes. It's Nicole, Prussa, I believe, and I'm doing that from memory. Adriana, feelings mutual, for sure. Gloria, marking 110 as your favorite. Thank you. Misty, hello from Vermont. Christina, you're right. You switched the light bulb on. I'm just talking. Yep. 1.7 miles. Let's see. Paula says, why did it take us a while to learn restaurants will prepare food as we asked, right? That's exactly it, and just not every single restaurant I go to, I can tell them how I want my food prepared. You don't have to order off the menu. And so I probably should have worked that into the show when we talked about travel, but and that's what I kind of do. Find a meal that you can have, and if you can't control a restaurant, order a grilled chicken breast with a side of vegetables and a baked potato. You can control that. You don't have to get everything they offer. It's crazy. Even a Mexican restaurant, you could probably get a grilled chicken breast or a chicken fajita, close enough. But have that go-to stuff that you can rely on. Let's see. Scrolling through comments. Yeah, there's some American flags. I like American flags. I think I even... Look. I like American flags. Right? American flag. I'm a patriotic guy. Spoiler alert. Yeah. So, but Kirby, it's a spoiler alert, but it's a spoiler alert from like a month and a half from now. So, let's see. Scrolling through. Alicia's laughing all the way to lifetime. Yeah, so Liz, that's I got that as well. Liz says her husband's at Lifetime and gets comments like he's going to blow away. People aren't used to seeing a man at a healthy weight. Yep, I used to get them as well. I don't anymore. Now people have just accepted it. But yeah, when I was losing weight, that was their way of saying you're too skinny. Like whatever. I wasn't doing it for you in the first place. So, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so PJ elaborating on the socially acceptable weight term, and it makes you complacent, because it's not embarrassing, and it's just, but it's not that point where you're like, you can lose a little bit more. So yeah, we'll get into that show for sure. Yeah, and so same thing. So back to that, when people see you at a normal weight, and so the people who say you're going to blow away are not people who are healthy and fit on their own, right? So just keep that in mind. When I was losing weight, everyone who told me that I was too skinny, none of them were. And I'm no judgment, but what I'm saying is people who were healthy and fit continued to encourage me to keep going. That's the difference. So you got to kind of take the context of where the comments are coming from as well. Instagram, folks, minute 30 left. We're going to time out on Instagram as well. Again, man, Instagram only gives us an hour, and we like to talk for more than an hour, apparently. So to the Instagram folks, thank you for being here. You can catch the replay on YouTube. You can catch the replay on Facebook if you want. And, of course, the episode 110 will be in the WhysAdvice app. Get the app. It's free. It's the best way to listen to the show. But if you want the before and the after show, you got to go to YouTube or Facebook to get it after the YouTube after the Instagram feed times out. We hang out on Facebook for about another, 10, 15 minutes or so. So Instagram folks, thank you for being here. Have a great night. We'll end the show over here on Facebook. So thanks for that. So let's see what else we got here on Facebook. Yeah, so Alicia, so that's an interesting feeling too, right? So Alicia's saying that you didn't ask for specific things at a restaurant because you didn't feel good enough about yourself and you felt like you were burdening them. I used to also feel like, why is this, fat guy ordering a chicken breast with no butter, and like, what's the point? I was self-conscious thinking that the people taking the order were judging me. Whether they were or weren't, I was judging myself through them, which is absolutely ridiculous. Now, and so the best way to solve it is to just push through that for a little bit, get the goal, and now when I order weird stuff off the menu, they get it. They're like, oh yeah, I get it, I mean, when we went the other night and we had a burger, and the guy asked if I wanted French fries. No. Do you want ice cream? No. And so he didn't even hesitate because he can tell by looking at me that. Oh, actually, today was a great example. Today I went to lunch and I went to one of my favorite places, and so I know the folks there, and I know the manager. I know the owner. The owner was there today, and the manager was there. So both of them know me because I'm there often enough. I get a turkey sandwich on a bun, and that's it. And I get an unsweet tea. So I get that a couple days a week. And so I walked in, and she handed me my tray, and she had a thing of fries, and she goes, would you like fries? And she knew without even asking that I didn't want them, but she was trying to be nice. And I said, no, thanks, And so, but again, so if it would have been one of those things before, I don't know what would have really happened, but my brain would have had to just accept them because saying no to French fries is not what, healthy people do. So it's just hang-ups in our own head that's caused this journey to be messed up. Yeah, so Liz is right. Yeah, good job. Yeah, oh, Gloria, I should have mentioned that too. Man, you guys, sometimes I should probably poll you on what the answers are ahead of time, right? Because that's another piece when you travel a lot is definitely hit a meeting on the road. At least she has the podcast now. That's kind of nice, right? Yeah, so. Yeah, Denise, you're an hour late, but it's good. It's very good. You're here. That's all that matters. PJ saying, doing a show on your most embarrassing memories. Send it in. Yep. I can imagine. So Misty's asking, you have a question. This is only your second weekend as a bigger girl. You have more points and you're finding it a little difficult to eat all of my points. Do you have any suggestions? Yes. Episode... there's an episode in the hundreds, one of the last 10 episodes. It's actually specifically titled something along those lines. So, Misty, the general answer, first of all, is go listen to that episode. But what I want you to do is I'll give you the answer now, but I want you to hear that episode because I go into greater detail there. But generally, I do not want you eating if you're not hungry. If you've eaten well and you're eating the right protein and you're getting full, there's no sense. I don't want you at 10 o'clock at night eating because you have points left. I also don't want you saving your points because you think you're going to lose weight quicker. So if you're eating right and eating healthy and eating the right foods and that causes you to have extra points, then so be it. There will be days when that's not entirely true. So just keep working. But go listen to that episode. It's somewhere in the hundreds. That's all I can tell you without, let me hang on this. The Instagram timed out, so let me just look real quick. You guys know in the app you can search. So let's see what. It's episode 104 is the episode what I want you to listen to, Misty. Okay, so episode 104 specifically addresses your question. Very cool. Ellen's, her birthday is September 3rd, Labor Day, and you always decorate your party with red, white, and blue. Very nice. So again, PJ, people are telling you you're too skinny, but it's not the skinny people telling you. I'm telling you. There we go. Yeah, you're disappearing. Nothing feels... You're right. Yep, you guys are hitting on it perfectly. Very cool. Very cool. Scrolling through for a second. Scrolling through. A lot of September birthdays, huh? I see a 3rd, a 6th, a 9th. Very cool. So Shannon's getting those same comments, yeah. September 7th for Jamie, very cool. Let's see. Yeah, skinny shaming is the same as fat shaming. I agree with that, Denise. Let's see. Yeah, ton of people here in September. Linda, you hate being high maintenance at a restaurant? I hate being high maintenance in life. I would much rather at the restaurant when I'm paying good money to get what I need than to be high maintenance at the hospital, to be high maintenance on an airplane because I need an extra seatbelt extender, to be high maintenance as we're walking with friends and I need to take a break because I can't walk up the stairs, to be high maintenance with my family because they want to go out for a walk and I can't. So I would much rather be high maintenance to a waiter or a waitress who understands that than to be high maintenance to my entire family and my life and friends. So I get what you're saying, but choose who you want to be high maintenance to and who you want to burden. And I would much rather burden someone in the service industry who understands that that's part of the job, because it's not high maintenance at that point. So yeah, Instagram is dead. Very cool. Yeah, so Gloria is a great example, right? If you're nice and polite, they'll do anything for you, right? And it is in our own head. So I am apparently way behind on comments. Let's see. Let's see here. Lucy is a great comment. So Lucy, keep up the great work. Oh, Cindy, that's a great idea, right? I need to do that. It's a great idea. Cindy says Weight Watchers need state charms that you could buy when you visit a meeting out of state. That would be cool. I think I'm going to make some for my meeting and just give them out. Don't quote me on that, but that's a good idea. Yeah, Ellen, we covered that at the beginning, but yes, Texas is definitely in our prayers. All right, so scrolling. Jeff has a meetup on October 14th in North Dakota. Very cool. Yeah. Yep, Kirby, you're right. Because I'm behind. I wish we could find a mechanism where I could really, like, I'm on this monster iPad. It's like this wide. And so I wish the comments were on the right side and I could see all of them. Facebook, if you're listening, put the comments on the side, not at the very bottom. That would be way more fun. Brian, September 20th. Man, everyone of you is September 27th. Linda's the 27th. Julie would like to hear the restaurants that I like and what I order there. Julie, here's what I do. I figure out how many points I have for the day, and I eat within my point range. I can do it at just about any restaurant. So, some are easier than others, but it's not about the food. That's the piece that I'm trying to really drive home is that, if I told you what I ate, if I told you, hey, I go here and you don't like that, then what do you do? But what I want to tell you is that I just stay on the plan. I order what I need. I get what I want. And even with my family now is they know I have 3 or 4 go-to restaurants that I know the point value of. And when we're sitting here saying we don't know what we want to eat, I just say, how about this? And I start throwing out the things that I know how many points I have so that I can kind of control it. And sometimes I win, sometimes I don't, but at least at that point, PJ, FatDag's birthday is February 18th. So not even close to September. Lee is September 9th. And your second birthday is August 1st. That's the story. Come on, Leah, share it. Let's see, scrolling through. Alicia, yes, I try to, right? Alicia's saying try and tip well. Yeah, and so again, so now we're back to the it takes me a while to get to your guys' comments because you guys are very chatty. You're very, very chatty in here. I agree. PJ, this is kind of a live chat room. Yeah, so Ellen, that's exactly. If you're focused, you don't care. You're there. I just look at it the way if I'm going into a restaurant, it's it's what I want. Let's see. Scrolling through. PJ says you can see more comments if you turn your iPad sideways. Mine is sideways. I don't know how. Let's see if this works. Hang on. I'll show you my setup. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but let's see. So there's my iPad. There it is. That work? So I have this monster iPad on my desk. So anyway, so that's but it is sideways. Yeah, so Oregon praying for you guys as well. Fires right out that way. Yeah. No, I have the biggest iPad they make. Trust me. All right. So PJ, it takes me a while to get to your comments. I have to scroll through. So I got it. Oh, cool. Sandra, very nice. So Sandra and I's son share a birthday. And then Leah's getting a kidney transplant. Jeff is January 25th. Very cool. Let's see. Scrolling through. Skipping ahead a little bit. Yes. All right. So the only time the Super Bowl's on your birthday is when the Team Green Bay Packers lost to Elway and the Denver Broncos. I get that. Cool. I've been to 4 different state meetings is all I've been to. Yep. Gotcha, Leah. So the second birthday day you had your transplant. Got it. Very cool. Gloria, so I got to get I want to work out. I think this weekend I'm going to kind of lay low. We'll see. Denise Carlson, December 25th. Happy birthday. That's a pretty cool birthday. All right, let's wrap this up. Let's give me another non-scale victory. Tell me what's going great. We'll write that down in the book, and we'll close out 110. Yeah, so I saw the conversation about nut pods a little bit, but let me tell you something that's interesting about when you do this show. When I do the show, there was a couple nights ago when Chris was here. I try and glance up at the comments, and I try and work a couple of them into the show on occasion. But what happens is sometimes you make me laugh and I lose my concentration. So I can tell when I do. So I try not to read too much. So they're very cool. Let's see. You got the journal out. What do you got? Anything? I have plenty of room. Plenty of room. 5 blue dots this week. That's a good one. Very cool. That's amazing stuff. Alicia, you're welcome. Let's see. Come on. PJ, that's pretty funny, right? So PJ says she went to lunch with a friend. She said, "You look so skinny." She turned around and said, "Whoo!" That's awesome. I like that. Ellen says you're wearing leggings when you walk around and you don't care. That's a great one, Teresa. You took oranges to a procedure so you didn't have to have cookies. That's great. Amy, that's a nice one. 100 pounds down, able to run all over the tennis court with your 9-year-old nephew. And you have to get your wedding ring resized. So let's do that. Nikki Vachon had to get her wedding ring resized. Today is the 25th, right? There you go. In the book. And 110 is done. So thank you for being here. All of you guys. That's a good one too, Kathy. Skipping birthday cake. A1 season's normal. So save all these and have new ones. So I can't write them all down, even though they're all very, very fun. That's pretty cool. Liz has got to go into volunteering at the camp for kids who had cancer and you only had to bring medium volunteer shirts. Yeah, that's a good one too, PJ. Man, good stuff. I like that. Liz says your girlfriend says you have trouble finding you at the gym because she doesn't recognize you anymore. Very nice. Very nice. All right, well, let's wrap this up so I can get the show on the road. Again, more than anything, thank you for being here. When you're here, it tells me you're focused. And when you're focused, you get it done. It's that simple. If you set an attendance goal of just wanting to stay on this journey and you want to fight very hard for this, you can do it. It takes focus and discipline. So more than anything, thank you for being here. I wish you the absolute best of focus. If you're in the path of hurricane right now or in the path of the wildfires, my heart goes out to you. Be safe, and we'll be in touch. I wish you good focus. Good night.